Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Today I am excited to be unboxing the brand new Pathfinder 2nd Edition Beginner Box, Secrets of the Unlit Star. So this is the brand new release, Beginner Box. It just came out in May. I think May 6th was the official release date. I did receive my Paizo order for like the month ahead there, but I didn't have this included because I had pre-ordered 2 copies of this from 401 Games. One to have and open, and the other to keep sealed for the time being. Because eventually, who knows, maybe some of these box sets will go for some decent money sealed in a decade or whatever. So anyway, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I really wanted to take a look at this. This is something I was really excited about because I love starter sets. Obviously, I have an entire video series on them. I just started another series which I thought of the name for it after I already recorded the video, so I wasn't able to declare it as the first episode of that series, but basically it's Starter Set Showdown. So it takes 2 starter sets from the same RPG, maybe the same edition, or maybe even different editions of the game, but just sort of compares one to the other, and we choose which one is the best. There's 5 different categories, so that way you can have the tension of, them being tied up going into the final deciding category type of thing, which hopefully won't happen on every video. It did happen in the first one, because it's unscripted. I just kind of go through and share my thoughts at the time that I'm looking at them, so it's not like something I prepared, but I might start being a bit more conscious of what I'm doing going forward, but we'll see. Anyway, neither here nor there. So this is, like I said, the brand new beginner box. It has a vertical orientation, which is different from the other beginner boxes, which all had the horizontal one there. But taking a look at the characters on the front, we have our iconic Bard, Barbarian, Monk, and Sorcerer. Whereas the original beginner box had the Fighter, the Cleric, the Wizard, and the Rogue. The Fighter, the Cleric, the Wizard, and the Rogue appear in the Pathfinder 2nd Edition, or remastered, I should say, because this is for the remastered version, the post-OGL variation of the Pathfinder role-playing game. The first beginner box has characters from the core, the Player Core 1. This box set has characters from the Player Core 2, because I don't think the Bard was in the Player Core 1. I'm pretty sure all 4 of these classes are from the Player Core 2. In fact, just give me 1 second here. Okay. Oh. So, here I've got my Player Core 2. And let's just take a look. Oh, the Bard isn't? Okay, so we got the Barbarian, the Sorcerer, the Monk are from the Player Core 2. I guess the Bard was in the Player Core 1. Huh. I genuinely thought that it was the Alchemist that was in the Player Core 1 and the Bard that was in the Player Core 2, but that's fine. That is totally fine. We still have, our 4 iconic characters, 3 of which are from the Player Core 2. So it's still nice to see some of those other classes being used. And, for a beginner box, this is a different assortment of character class. I don't want to harp on this too long, but it is kind of neat that it's not just the standard fighter, cleric, rogue, and mage. Instead, we've got, some sort of the equivalents there. The Bard has some healing abilities there, so they kind of fill in that role. The Barbarian obviously takes the fighter role. The Monk is sort of a backup fighter. I don't know if they would really take the Rogue's role entirely. The Bard kind of fills in for both of those. And then you've got the Sorcerer instead of the Wizard. So, anyway, let's take a look at the back of the box here. So, become a hero. Oh, this retails for $49.99 US dollars. So it says, leave the ordinary behind and take your first step into a world of amazing fantasy adventure with the Pathfinder Beginner Box, Secrets of the Unlit Star. This box contains everything you need to learn how to play the Pathfinder role-playing game, including rules to create your own fantasy hero and tools to tell your own incredible stories. So, alright, I was a little worried that some of that might have gotten lost, but we still have all that. Will you be a mighty barbarian cutting down your foes with a furious rage, or nimble monk daring in and out of the fray with precise martial arts strikes? Maybe you'll choose the bard's music, soothing and supporting your party, or maybe you'll channel ancient magic of your bloodline as a powerful sorcerer. It's up to you. This box set is the perfect introduction to the world of Pathfinder, containing countless hours of thrilling adventures. So this includes a 72-page Hero's Handbook, which present rules for playing the game and creating characters, including their skills, spells, and gear. A 96-page Game Master's Guide containing an introductory adventure, over 50 monsters, rules for building your own adventures, and dozens of wondrous magical items. 4 pre-made characters so you can jump right into the action, and 6 blank character sheets for creating your own characters from scratch. Over 100 character and monster pawns to use on the full-color, double-sided adventure map. So they don't call it the flip mat anymore, and there was language that they use in another set that they kind of got called out for, because the flip mats are their products that they sell individually that are coded, so you can use a dry or wet erase marker on. But by calling this an adventure map, I'm going to assume that this is probably going to be a paper stock thing. And again, with inflation, everything that's going on in the world right now, you got to start cutting costs. And when it comes to companies like this, if they can save 5 cents on production when they're making these things in the hundreds of thousands or maybe even in the millions, then that does add up to a significant savings, even though it may not seem like it. So I kind of understand the move towards the paper maps in these box sets as a cost-cutting measure, because again, everything like materials, transportation, everything's getting to be ridiculously expensive this day and age. It also comes with 4 game reference cards to help players remember their actions, a complete set of polyhedral dice including a d20, d12, d10, d8, d6, and d4. The contents of the beginner box matches the rules found in the Pathfinder Player Core and GM Core books. It contains everything you need to play and can be combined with different characters and options in the previously released Pathfinder Beginner box. So again, kind of cool that there's some synergy there. Alright, so let's get this open and have a look-see. Now, the original 2nd edition Pathfinder Beginner box supported levels 1, 2, and 3, with level 4 character options being available in a separate adventure purchase. The Troubles in Otari, I think it was called. So there is a hardcover book that released alongside of this called Troubles in Grace, or Gracie, Grayce. So again, I don't know how to pronounce the made-up fantasy location name, but it didn't seem to have character progression rules in there, and there are level 4 adventures, so I'm assuming that this will have information for level 4 characters included in here, so hopefully it will. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know if I was in the middle of a sentence or not. Wife came down and had to ask me a question, so I just pause the recordings now as opposed to try to edit stuff out because it makes my life a lot easier. But yeah, let's go ahead. We got the plastic off here. And let's take a look and see what we got inside. So, holy cow, that's a large bag for these dice. But there's our dice. A red D20, blue D12, green D10, orange D8, purple D6, and a yellow D4. So we'll compare them when I do get to do the comparison video between the two starter sets, which I normally, with the other ones I wait until I did the starter set Saturdays for both of them. But I don't think I'm going to worry about that with these. I think I'm just going to compare the two beginner boxes to each other, just because there are some differences here. But we'll see how that turns out. I do need to record a few extra videos because at the time that I'm recording this, we're just a few days away from my wife going on a week-long European work trip, where it's just going to be me and our puppy, who will be turning 6 months, but still requires a lot of oversight And there's just no way I could bring her down into my room here with all the things that she could get into trouble with and not expect her to get into trouble with them. So I gotta have some videos ready to go that I can just upload and have updated to release. But here are our bases, including our colored base, which I forget what the purpose of those were. I don't know if it's like for like if you had two of something. I know there was a reason for having a different colored base in like the different sets, but I for the life of me I can't remember what it was. And then we got this. Read this first, and this is actually a nice glossy piece of paper. I'm surprised because again, this is something that they could have just done with like regular paper, and I wouldn't have been upset about. But so what is Pathfinder? If you're on your own, there is designed for group play. This does include a solo adventure you can play on your own. Open the Hero's Handbook to page 2 to play the House of the Haunting Hymn. So we might try that at some point in the near future. If you have a group, you want to get started right away, you can use the pre-made characters. If you want to make your own character, there's rules for it. And if you want to be the Game Master, take the Game Master's book and have a look at it there. And here are just our contents. So again, really cool stuff. Now these cards are super cool. Because I did run a Pathfinder game at King Con last year, and these cards came in super handy, like the player reference cards, because you got like the 3-action economy on those pawn sheets. There should be some tokens that match these symbols, and there should be enough for, I'd say, at least 4 of the cards, maybe not necessarily all 6, but there should be enough for at least 4 of them, I would imagine. And you just, like, when you take an action, you put one of the tokens over that symbol. You take your second action, you put the second one there, or if an action takes 2, then you put 2 tokens. And that way you know when you're done, sort of thing, for your turn. So yeah, this is super, super handy, and these have the conditions on the other side. So these are awesome resources that are worth using even in just like your regular Pathfinder game, especially if you're getting into Pathfinder 2nd Edition for the first time. So here are our characters. We have Lem the Bard, so he is the gnomish bard. Lem... Oh, he's a halfling. Never mind. I thought he was a bard. Gnome. I guess that's the D&D 3rd edition thing that's stuck in my brain of where gnomes were turned into bards. But still really cool layout here for the character sheets. You've got everything labeled so you can reference it, really easily. You have the different dice with the proper colors depicted, right? So you know which one to pick up. And for beginners, having the different colored dice is a huge benefit in teaching them like what the different dice types are. Because you can, like, you'll say, like, roll a d20, and if they like, well, which one is that? Just say, okay, it's the red one. And they'll start to recognize the dice if they use them, a certain number of times. So great stuff there. And then we got a little bit about Lem on the background. Yeah, I guess the hairy feet there kind of gave it away that he's the halfling, but still really, really cool. I love the fact they give them like backgrounds on here. We have Sione the Sorcerer. Whoop. And be interested to see what spells. So she has Breathe Fire, Force Barrage, and Hydraulic Push for her spells. Again, that's her sheet there. And then for her cantrips, Detect Magic, Caustic Blast, Frostbite, Electric Arc, and Message. I was going to call it Massage for a second there. The Imperial Bloodline. Amiri the Barbarian. So I think she's got like the Giant Slayer. Background Warrior, Class Barbarian. Well, maybe don't choose that at level 1. I can't remember now. There are all of her stats. And her background. Then we have Sajin, the monk. Gotta be honest, I think this is the first starter set that I've ever opened for like a fantasy RPG where the monk is one of the pre-gens. All right, and then we've got our books here. Oh, whoa, actually, that is the glossy material for the map. I was expecting that to be a paper map. They could absolutely call this a flip mat. I don't know why they didn't. They absolutely could have. But anyway, that is super cool. We'll just kind of move this off to the side here for a moment, though. So we do have our books, and again, if you wanted to take like these booklets out of the box and have them on your shelf or whatever, they do actually have like the names on the spines, which is nice. And then they've got the character sheets. The blank sheets were kind of wedged in between them. We'll just put them with the regular characters here. But we've got our Pathfinder Beginner Box Hero's Handbook. So just kind of go through. So it gives you the ancestries of Dwarf, Elf, Halfling, Human. Oh, it actually gives you Orc too. That's a pretty decent amount of ancestries. Considering that we've got 3 humans and a Halfling. The first starter set also had 3 humans and a I think maybe an elf. I think Maricel was an elf. But yeah, so you got Dwarf, Elf, Halfling, Human, and the Orc one, which was not one that I was expecting. Looks like it... Oh no, those are the ranks of those spells. I was going to say, it only goes to 2nd level. That doesn't make sense, but it's because of the fact that those are the rank spells, which, yeah, you don't gain rank 3 until level 5. So I don't want to get into the solo adventure there, because I will do that at some point. We're getting started. Oh, I kind of like the concept, like the sketch art there, how the artwork sort of evolved. Oh, did they take out... I don't see any attribute flaws. So it looks like the different ancestries there, they only have like the boosts. They don't have any flaws on their attributes. So, and the orcs can have any 2 of your choice. Humans can have any 2 of your choice. Halfling is dexterity and wisdom. Elf is dexterity and intelligence. And then the dwarf is constitution and wisdom. So there is our dwarf, the rock dwarf. Oh wait, do they have different... Okay, yeah, Death Warden Dwarf, Forge Dwarf, Rock Dwarf. So you get a few different heritages that you can choose. Cavern Elf, Whisper Elf, Woodland Elf. And then the Halfling, you got the Hillock Halfling, the Twilight Halfling, Wildwood. And then Humans Battle Trained. And then you got the Skilled or the Ambitious Human. And then we have the Orc. So the Orc has the Deep Orc, the Grave Orc, or the Hold Scarred Orc. So that is pretty cool. We got our backgrounds here. Is that... Yeah, that must be all of them. So not a bad selection. You've got the Acolyte Entertainer, one which works well with the Bard. Fortune Teller, which can also work well with the Bard. Martial Disciple, Noble, Warrior. So that covers a lot of the bases there. And then we've got our Barbarian. So we got the information that they get at level 1, level 2, level 3. Well, I guess it only goes up to level 3. Were there level 4? I have the book here. We'll take a look at that in a second. I could have sworn there were level 4 adventures, but maybe it's level 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3. So the Bard. Oh, okay, it gives them their spells when they achieve them. So level 3, they get their rank 2 spells. The Monk. The Sorcerer. And I do like that they give you a few choices, like the Bloodline thing for the Sorcerer, for example. Older starter sets would have had just the one that you would have to stick with, but they actually give you like multiple choices there, which is great. So equipment. Let's get information on the skills. Actions, playing the game. Yeah, not a bad player's book there. And then we've got the Game Master's Guide. So So this would have the adventure, which I don't want to spoil anything from. So let's just move on to Game Mastering on page 36. That's a pretty hefty adventure, actually. That's pretty cool. So there's the game mastering, character creation, information, running sessions, exploration, secret checks, creating encounters. Again, just the simple how to draw a map thing is really cool to see. Different environments, and then there's our gear and our critters. So yep, really cool stuff there as well. And then yeah, this is like a full-on flip mat, so you could put dry erase markers on here. I was genuinely expecting this to be paper, so that's really, really cool. And it is double-sided, so in the first edition Pathfinder beginner box and the first edition Starfinder beginner box, the adventure took place on a single side of one of these maps, and the other side was left as a blank grid, so you could use that to create your own adventures and have a grid that you can use. So with the second edition Pathfinder beginner box, and this one's continuing that trend, both sides are dedicated to the scenario in the box, which, I mean, that is freaking creepy. But yeah, so there is the hands. So, it's unfortunate that you don't get the blank grid along with it, but still really cool that this is the actual same quality as the maps that you would spend $20 on to add to your collection. So really, really cool stuff there. And then we've got our pawn set along with the Pathfinder Society little sheet there. So there's some of those tokens. So enough for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, so there's enough for 4. There's enough for 4 of those cards to be used. But yeah, we've got some player character options here. It looks like we have our Sione. So we got our Where is our bird? Oh, he's small. That's right. Yeah. So there's Lem there. So yeah, so you got the iconics, and then you got some creatures here as well. Anyway, really cool stuff. So, yeah, I'm genuinely impressed with this set. It only goes to level 3, though. I could have sworn there were level 4 adventures in the hardcover book. So we're going to take a quick look at that as well. Because, you can create your own scenarios if you wish. That is totally an option. Or you can also pick up the hardcover anthology book. I can get a handle on it here. Okay, I didn't like having to do that, but alright. So we got the Troubles in Grace here. And this is meant to go alongside of the perfect follow-up to the beginner box, Secrets of the Unlit Star, as part of any low-level campaign. Yeah, there are level 4 scenarios. So did I just miss the information on leveling up? To level 4, because it's not included in there. And with the other beginner box, the level 4 information was included in the adventure book. Alright, so what's the level 4 adventure? The first one is Sweet Tooth. Okay. So Sweet Tooth starts on page, because it might have the information there, or at the end of them. Sweet Tooth is page 72. Okay, nothing there about level 4. Let's see if it's in the, let's see if it's in the toolbox. There's creatures. I don't think, okay. So that is interesting. Now, it could also be that, you know, by the time you're after level 3, you know, they may want you to pick up, you know, the core books and, you know, make the level 4 character from there. Not entirely sure. So a little bit weird that they have a follow-up book that you use for the beginner box that supports level 4 characters, but there's no rules for making level 4 characters. I'll look a little more thoroughly through the books, you know, after the video, and if I find something, then I'll let you know. If not, I'll check out the Paizo website, and maybe there'll be some information there about the level 4 characters from the new starter set. But regardless, you know, even if you don't bother with that, like, so even if, like, this is completely off the radar, something you don't bother picking up, and you just get this starter set, this is still a fantastic starter set. And having, like, level 1 through 3 progression is still pretty solid, especially considering that, you know, reaching levels 2, you know, you might reach level 2 by the end of the scenario included in here. But, like, to go from level 2 to level 3, you're going to need to crumb with something, and to go from level 3 to level 4, you know, you still have plenty of adventure material in here, game design stuff, monster options available to you, to be able to create those adventures for those levels, like for those different things to do. And then you're ready to move on to the actual, you know, core rule booklet. Or, you know, maybe you start over, right, and just make new characters. You can combine the characters from the original set and this one, so it might be interesting to play the scenarios sort of like back to back from one box set into the next and kind of see how that goes. There's different things that you can do, but it is cool that this box set was made with knowledge that the other one exists and isn't necessarily trying to completely overwrite it and to completely erase it there. So you've got the two ones that are compatible. You can take character classes from either one and, you know, ancestries and classes and backgrounds or whatever you need to from one set and use it in the other, or, you know, this one into that one or the first one into this one, and it will still work. So the flip mat, again, is the high quality one. I was really expecting just a paper stock double-sided map, but this is the good quality dry erase, wet erase marker one. So, yeah, absolutely fantastic quality, and I'm really looking forward to diving into the adventure in this one. This will eventually go up on the Starter Set Saturday polls. I do actually have the original beginner box, well, the remastered version of it. I'm going to be doing a Starter Set Saturday video on. This should be the Saturday after this video goes live, so I'm recording this on Wednesday, but I'm going to probably put this up on Thursday or Friday for a video, and then Saturday will be the beginner box for the remastered version of the original Pathfinder 2e1. So, really great stuff. Let me know in the comments below. Have you picked up the Secrets of the Unlit Star box set? If so, have you been able to run any of the scenarios yet? Are you the type of group that just wants to use the pre-gen characters right out of the box? Or do you want to customize and create sort of your own characters so that you feel a bit more of a connection to them as you're going through the scenarios provided here? So thank you all once again for your time. I truly appreciate it, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, take care.